It sounds so weird because all of this shit is so schizo. Fuck, I need to have a stream where I just like mind fuck somebody. And then I can share, cause I don't think anybody believes in it. I used to do all this shit in my like early mid 20s. So when I see it. It's very, very, very easy, right? It's very easy to pick something out like this, okay? Let me walk you through a type of interaction that you can have with somebody, okay? If I'm trying to get somebody to be close to me, this is one of the reasons why I hate when red pill losers say this shit too, because it's exactly wrong. If you show vulnerability to somebody, they feel like they're getting a certain level of trust. This is a behavior that I think Max does a lot. What you do is you show vulnerability to somebody, but it's actually a false vulnerability. You make it look like you're very vulnerable, you're very sensitive, you're very on edge. Anything they say could push you over. You don't really have even control of your own emotion right now, but you're actually very in control. But they think that they've stepped into an area where they have a lot of control over you, where you're the one that's very sensitive. And when you've got them in that sort of interaction, and Max does this a lot when he talks to people, when you've got them in that sort of interaction, it's very easy to control the flow of the conversation in such a way that it makes them feel like they're in charge and they're in control and they're getting a very vulnerable side of you. But in reality, they're manipulating you like the entire time. If I was having a conversation with somebody and I'm like, let's say, it's so hard. Let's say that this is something I think Max done before. Let's say I want somebody to really trust me, okay? Like I might have a conversation where I talk about how hard it is for me to let people to get close to me. And I feel like I want to trust this person a lot, but it's really, really, really hard for me to get to that level where I feel like I can kind of share something. But if they're willing to, if I'm going to open up to them, I just hope that they understand that that level of vulnerability that I'm showing is something that they can appreciate, because I don't show that everybody. You can do shit like that, and when somebody hears that in their mind, they're thinking like, holy shit, like he's showing me something so special. Like, yeah, I do trust you. And in their mind, they're in charge of the interaction. They feel like they're the one that is like, holy shit, I need to take care of this person here. And they feel like they're the ones that are making the decision to actually get close to you in that situation. This is something that Max does a lot to people. And it's a really effective way at like bringing somebody like into your bubble. And now now they super trust you, like everything is super cool. And you've played them the entire time. And he's done that interaction with people a lot. I didn't point it out because it feels shitty. It's like, oh, he's fake crying, because it's more than just like, it's more than a fake cry. Like it's a whole process of showing a fake vulnerability to somebody to bring them in really close and then present them with a list of options. Like they have total control of you, but you're walking them through the steps of how you want them to behave the entire time. These are like advanced manipulator tactics. Like you don't normally see people do this, but Max does this openly to a ton of people. A really, really good example was with Lav, when he convinced Lav to leave my community, but he did the thing where he pulled back right at the end, where he's saying, you should leave, you should leave, you should leave. And then like right at the end where she's like, I think I should leave. And he's like, you don't have to. And now she's like, she feels like she was almost there, but now he's like trying to pull back. The feeling in her mind is, oh God, he doesn't want to control me. He wants me to choose on my own, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to feel like he's forcing me to do something. Yes, I will make this choice. It's that kind of feeling that you're like pulling in their mind.
I should leave Steven's orbit because it's in some way bad for Lav if I stay.
Did he leave my orbit for Lav?
If you say.
Yes.
Or what? I'm so confused.
Why?
What is the?
Because I'm supposed to set a fucking example for you.
Holy shit. You're gonna make me kill myself.
No.
Max, you're not my dad. Max, you're not my dad.
I'm not supposed to just set an example for you. I'm supposed to set an example for me and the audience and just people. And you made it very clear that you think we're self-harming the exact same way. So like what? Yeah, I'm
not saying that this is necessarily abusive, but like I left that community so that you could be smart enough to leave that community so that we could. That seems a little weird, but okay, I don't know about that one.
Makes you you think I should leave? It's looking pretty good. I think. I can't though. I can. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'll leave. But I think I'll leave. But I don't want to make like a stink of it.
That's impossible.
Yeah. I do like Steven a lot.
Me too.
And I like his message.
He's a lovable guy.
He is.
Uh-oh, but I'm an abuser.
This is a lot though. The whole thing's a lot.
Hurricane local statement.
What
Wait,
are
is
you-
there another
what are you thinking
hurricane
right now?
coming to me? Tropical storm. Gotcha. What? How is he crying? What's happened? Did I miss something?
You don't have to leave.
Ugh. And like watching it happen to somebody else is like, yeah, he did that while crying. Oh, it's so fucking annoying to watch shit like that play out. And I want to say something, but maybe I will. Maybe from now on I'll start pointing shit out like this when I see it. But I don't know. It's just dumb because it feels mind ready from my perspective. Like I don't want to like point this out and be like, ooh, but like it's ugh. Have you always noticed these tactics or only recently? No, I especially noticed them when Max, okay, the first time I really paid attention to Max doing this is he made an observation about Dr. K that I only think somebody can make that observation if they are aware of the tactic. And it was the idea that like, if you apply enough pressure to somebody, when you let up off that pressure, it's always gonna feel good. If you lean in and apply pressure, if you make somebody uncomfortable, if you move them enough, anytime you pull back and give them space to breathe, they're always gonna feel really good about it. This is like the classic good cop, bad cop played by one person. And when Max was able to point out that essentially that's what Dr. K does in his conversations, I noticed that I was like, that's very true. And it's very astute that you notice that. But you do this in every conversation you do. You always try to get somebody off edge emotionally. You always try to push somebody to the point of crying. And then once they're crying, you ease up on all the pressure. You have a nice moment of silence to let them reflect, process their emotions and listen. And then you re-engage in usually a more calm manner afterwards because now you've pushed them to the place to where they were emotional and they've come back. And now in a way, they've shared something special with you. You're almost actually having sex with them mentally or emotionally. And now they feel like they've kind of like, they trust you a little bit more. But yeah, I noticed that he does that a lot in conversations with people, but whatever. I don't want to fuck all these things. This is why I get triggered when he says like, I'm an empath. Like you're a little bit. I think to some extent, sociopaths and all these people probably are to some extent pretty empathetic because you have to be able to understand how other people feel, or at least how other people respond to feelings in order to control them, right? Like you're not going to be a really good manipulator if you don't understand how people think at least a little bit. But yeah, but that's, I mean, what are you going to do?